Mike Hernandez was a bueno vaquero, rode some good horses, California style. I watched him for hours and he showed me a little of the old California he knew for a while. Started young horses in Bosal y Fiador, onto the Touraine, the old Spanish spade. Brought them along with two hands that were gentle, some fine reining horses as ever were made. And he'd spin that pony hanging on to the riata. He hung from hereafter in the Willow Creek barn. And I watched and I wondered, man, how could it do that then? He'd change direction and spin him some more, round and round and round. Had them big spurs that came from Chihuahua. They never had ever raked hide nor hair. They had a nice jingle, and when he rode by, they made pretty music that danced on the air. Lived in a shack with his wife named Juanita. She cooked on a wood stove, tortillas and beans. After we'd eaten, he said, come, I'll show you what the word handle on a good cow horse means. And he'd spin that pony hanging on the riata. He hung from hereafter in the Willow Creek barn. And I watched and I wondered, man, how could it do that then? He'd change direction and spin him some more, round and round and round. He never did shout, he never did whisper. He had his own lingo that they understood. A touch of a knee or the lift of a rein, his horses all gave him the best that they could. In an old shed out behind his adobe, I helped him to hang up his bridles and gear. That's where I discovered an old tarp that covered 3 trophy saddles, one back many years. And he'd spin that pony hanging on to the riata. He hung from hereafter in the Willow Creek barn. And I watched and I wondered, man, how could it do that then? He'd change direction and spin him some more. And he'd spin that pony hanging on to the riata. He hung from hereafter in the Willow Creek barn. And I watched and I wondered, man, how could it do that then? He'd change direction and spin him some more, round and round, and round, 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 and round and round, around and round, spinning round and round.
This is a true story. My son and I wrote this song. It's about a wild horse. For some reason, horses always show up in my songs. I grew up with stories about the ghost of Boot Hill, tainted Blue Abbott, and Scantless Bill. Them boys are gone now, them holes have been filled. Our bodies of cowboys who left no wills. Some are sadder than hell. You only hear them stories when you're out on the range with the real old boys on the real old plains. Not rodeo riders or farmers of land, not a singer in some bar room or an ag businessman, just that old campfire tales. I heard this story back when I was a kid about a crafty wild stallion and he stole mares and hid. They couldn't kill him 'cause he stayed out of range. He was a saber-toothed rocket with a human brain. They called him King of the Plains. And old Tex watched him for many a year, and he followed his footsteps and learned what he feared. He staked out 4 geldings, the fastest he had, 20-mile stretches across 100 miles of land, gumbo in heartland. Early next morning he spotted his prey, and he built to the stallion on his horse named Bay. And they jumped 2 fences as they tore across the plains, hazing that stallion towards the next horse exchange, and he gave Bay the reins. Got off the bay all laddered and sore, and he saddled a bred and went to running some more. Hazing the stallion across badlands and sage, with the stallion in Tex caught in a rage. This horse it won't cage. Next horse was Buck when it came time to swap. The hot afternoon sun had a red about to drop. Buck was sure-footed and quick on his feet, and they went chasing the stallion in a Montana heat. The stud ain't missing a beat. Last horse was Blackie with the sun getting low, and out of western horizon beginning to glow. The stallion he stumbled and fell with his pride, but got up a running, and damn how he tried. Then he fell and died. Talked about horses, but I ain't mentioned Tex or the blood on his shabs from them blisters that bled. 100 miles running had taken its toll. That stud was his hero, his heart and his soul, until now he didn't know. Tex looked down on the ground where he died, and a defiant look was still a glare in his eye. The stallion had stumbled and died in the sage. It all represented the end of an age, the end of an age. I grew up with stories about the ghost of Boot Hill, Teddy Blue Abbott, and Scantless Bill. And them boys are gone now, them holes have been filled by bodies of cowboys who've left no wills. And some are sadder than hell, some are sadder than hell, some are sadder than hell. Thank you.